Hey, what are you guys doing here? Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys enjoy these AYAMA-based practices, and remember to hit the subscribe button below. Let's go practice now. Let's start this practice by coming into Tadasana with the hands in Namaste Mudra. Take some deep breaths. Just be here in this moment for a couple of breaths. Remember that this is your time to return to wholeness, to return to the essence of yourself. And all we're doing is just stripping away at those barriers. We're going to start this practice in a standing twist. I want you to bring your hands to your shoulders, lift the elbows up, extend through the chest, and then twist as much as you can to the right. Keep the hips really moving inwards here. And then when you're ready, come on out of the twist. Lift up the chest, really extend, and then exhale to your right. The hips don't move. If you watch my hips, they don't move. I'm squeezing the hips into the midline. I'm also lifting up at the pubic bone. I'm going to come back to center again. And as I come back to center, maybe lift through the midline of your body and then twist again to the right. This is such a wonderful hack to activate the obliques, to activate the core muscles. Come back to center. Again, lift up, maybe even lift the elbows a little higher, and then twist again. You're going to keep the hips moving to the midline here. Very nice. And then come back to center, lift up again, and then twist. We keep lifting and extending through the chest. As we do that, we'll create more activation in the obliques. Come back to center, lift up again, press down through the heels, engage your core, exhale, twist. Keep squeezing the hips into the midline. You're not moving the hips. Come back to center and then release the hands down. Please take a breath. Bring your hands over your navel center. Make an upside down triangle by connecting the thumbs and the index fingers. And then come back and recross the arms the opposite way. And this time twist to the left. You're not moving that right hip as you're doing this. When you're ready, come back to the center, lift everything up, squeeze the hips into the midline, and then twist again to the left. Really engaging the core here as you're doing this. Come back to center. As you come back to center, lift everything up. Lift up through the midline, lift up through the pubic bone, and then exhale and twist again to your left. And come back to center. Lift everything up again. Lift it, extend the heart, and then twist to your left. Think about the right hip kind of moving to the right, like the outer right hip bone is kind of twisting to the right, if you will. But more than importantly, squeeze the hips into the midline. Come back to center, lift everything up, and then twist again to the left. I'm sure if you have a block handy, it's always nice to put a block in between your thighs during this exercise. Come back to center, lift everything up, lift the pubic bone, squeeze the hips into midline, twist to your left. Very nice. Very nice. Keep lifting up, twist a little bit more. Oh, yes. And come back to center, relax the arms down. Bring the hands to Namaste Mudra. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And now we're going to prepare. And now bring your hands to that upside down triangle. So we're going to do a few rounds here of Agnisara. You're going to bring the hands to just above the knees, bend forward a little bit, bend the knees, and then inhale, lift the chest and heart, and then exhale and round the back. And as you round the back, you're going to pull the belly in towards the spine. Hold the breath out, and then relax and inhale, lift the chest and heart. And then exhale and round. And as you exhale and round, at the end of the exhalation, pull the belly in towards the spine. The chin is into the chest. You're tucking the tailbone towards the ground. And then when you need to breathe, just relax and do a few more rounds of this just on your own. Inhaling and exhaling, rounding the back, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly in towards the spine. So nice. And then relax and keep doing this a few more rounds. This is a wonderful and beautiful practice to awaken and engage our core. We're not spending a long time doing this. In this practice of Agnisara, by bringing the hands to that upside down triangle to the navel, and just take a few deep breaths there. When you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and bring the arms up into chair. Then what you're going to do is come forward. So you're kind of hovering over your thighs, kind of like a skier position, but your arms are forward. Then come back into chair. Now really lift up at the pubic bone so you don't go into Buddha belly mode. Press down into the heels of your feet. Nice. And then come back up to standing and exhale the hands to Namaste Mudra. Do you feel your core awakening? It's wonderful, isn't it? You also probably feel some of your back muscles. So let's just do it again to wake everything up. Bend your knees and bring the arms up into chair. Now keep the arms as straight as possible. The arms can be out about 10, 20, 30, even 30 degrees. But keep the arms straight, the biceps moving behind the ears. Keep that dynamic as you come and hover over your thighs. Remember to turn the corners of your mouth upwards, please, because this just feels so darn good. Come into the heels of your feet as you come back up into Ardha Utkatasana. Lift the pubic bone, squeeze the sides of the transverse abs to midline. And when you're ready, come and stand up. Reach up, up, up. And then exhale, bring the hands slowly to Namaste Mudra. Beautiful. Feel how everything inside of you is enlivening, engaging, activating. Bend the knees, come back up into chair pose again. Sit back a little bit more if you can. Lift the toes up, draw back into the heels of your feet. Draw the shin bones back. Lift up through the pubic bone. Feel the midline lifting up. Keep that lift as you come and hover over the thighs. Feel yourself engaging and activating. And when you're ready, come back and sit into chair pose. Really lift up again through the midline. Feel the chest and the rib cage lifting up. The corners of your mouth lifting up. Biceps a little bit more behind the ears. Wonderful. And when you're ready, bend the elbows here and really kind of create a bit of a back bend. Lower the hands and lift the hands back up. Sit back a little bit more. Oh, how delicious. Exhale. Bring the hands to your heart center just for a moment. Breathe in deeply and exhale deeply. Oh, how wonderful it is to be engaged and alive. Okay, let the arms come down and bring the hands up. Swan dive, fold forward over the legs, bring the hands to the floor, and walk your feet back here into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to inhale, come into plank pose. Just staying in plank for a moment. Push back through the heels, maybe drop the hips a little bit, and then exhale back into downward dog. Such a great pose to engage the core. Come into plank pose again. Push back through the heels of the feet. The chest comes forward. Can you press up a little bit between the shoulder blades? Come back into downward dog. Inhale, come into plank pose again. Transverse abs to midline. Lift the inner thighs upwards. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, when you're ready, come into plank. Really want you to focus in between the shoulder blades. Lift up between the shoulder blades here. Not that you're rounding, just engaging a little bit. Exhale, when you're ready, come into downward facing dog. Again, holding each pose for about 6 seconds. Come into plank pose again. Maybe drop the hips. And then take the elbows down to the ground. Breathe in deeply and exhale. And then come up on one hand, come up on the other hand, pause in plank, exhale, downward dog. Let's do it again because it just feels so darn good. When you're ready, inhale into plank pose. Very nice. And then from plank, you're going to come down, maybe come down on the opposite elbow and then the other elbow. Pause there for a moment. Can you push up a little bit between the shoulder blades? And then when you're ready, slowly come back up on one hand, come back up on the other hand, and then downward facing dog. You should really start to feel your core engaging here, your core activating. So much of you is waking up. Come into plank. When you're ready, come down onto one elbow, one forearm, come down on the other forearm. Pause for a moment, and then come on over to the right forearm, taking side plank here. Bring the hands to the upper rib cage. Lift the upper rib cage up. So this the left ribs into the left hand. Then switch sides. Bring your right hand to the right ribs. Again, lifting up. Lift it up. Can you draw the chest upwards? Maybe even bring the pubic bone up a little bit. And then slowly come down on the forearms. Pause for a moment. Then come up onto your hands. Then lift the left leg up. Really squeeze the sides of the belly in. Squeeze your left glute. Lower the left leg. Lift the right leg up. Squeeze your right glute. Squeeze your right glute. And then lower down and come back into downward facing dog. Take a breath because it feels so good here. Nice. Now let's slowly bring the knees down. We're going to do one of my favorite poses here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by lifting the right leg up. Lower the right hip. Lift the leg up a little higher. Lift the left arm. And now lift the left arm and leg up and twist to your left. Hold it there. And then slowly come down. And we're going to do the other side now. So lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the leg up a little higher. Lift the right arm. Lift arm and leg. And then twist as much as you can to the right. Keep twisting and then slowly lower down. Let's do the same again. Right leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the leg up a little bit higher. Lift the left arm up. Now lift left arm and right leg. Keep both as straight as possible, then twisting to the left. Very good. And then slowly down. Lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the leg up a little higher. Lift the right arm and leg up, and then twist to your right. Keep lifting that opposite leg up. Good. And then slowly down. Lift the right leg. Lower the hip. Leg up. Lift the left arm and leg, and then twist. You can really feel the back muscles engaging. And then slowly down. Lift the left leg. Hip down, leg up, right arm and leg lifts, and then twist. Very good. Really engaging that muscle called the multifidus, and then slowly down. Lift the right leg up, lower the hip, leg up a little higher. Good. Left arm and leg. Lift, twist to your left. And remember to smile. And slowly lower down. Lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Leg up a little higher. Lift the right arm and leg. Lift, and twist. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. Wonderful. And then slowly down. Nice. Lift the right leg, lower the hip, lift the leg up higher, lift the left arm, arm and leg lifts, then twist to your left. Please keep both arm and leg as straight as possible. Slowly lower down. Lift the left leg, lower the hip, left leg up higher, right arm lifts, and lift both up and then twist. If at any time this is just too much for you to do, my recommendation is just keep both hands on the ground and just work on lifting that leg. But do keep that pelvic bone, that hip bone coming down, okay? So let's do the right leg again, lifts, and then left arm, both arm and leg lifts, and then twist into it. And then slowly down. Do the left leg again, left leg lifts, lower the hip, leg up higher, lift the right arm, arm and leg, and then twist to your right. This is such a great posture to work the multifidus, one of the key rotators in the spine, and then lower down. And just want to invite you to come and just sit for a moment. Just breathe, feel the potential energy of your core awaken. Take your focus, your meditation to the navel center. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Very nice. And when you're ready, come back onto all fours, tuck the toes, come into downward facing dog. Walk the feet slowly up towards the hands. Bring the hands to your waist. Come on up with an extended spine. Bring the hands to Namaste Mudra. Bring the feet about hip distance apart here. So now you're going to bend the knees with the hands at Namaste Mudra, and now you're going to twist to your left as much as you can. Now the goal isn't to bring that elbow to the outside of the knee. It's just a twist, twist, twist. Really try to keep the knees towards each other, the knees in a line. You can see that I'm doing a really bad job of it. As you twist to the left, you're going to notice that the front knee is going to pop out. The right knee will pop out. That's normal. That's a normal biological function. But what I want you to try and do is keep the knees in line with each other as much as possible. So even though it doesn't look like it, as much as I'm twisting to my left, I'm actually trying to pull that right knee back as much as you can. There you can see I'm doing it a little bit, but then that right knee just wants to pop out. And then inhale, come back up and just pause for a moment. Doing this kind of practice teaches you something about your body. It teaches you how to create more stability, how to engage more. Let's bend the knees and do it again. Twist to your left. Again, pulling back that right knee as much as possible. Good. Keep twisting here. Keep twisting. Come back more onto the heels of the feet if you can. And then inhale, come back up. And let the hands come down. And just pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. Feel that activation of core energy. Feel how your core is more engaged, more enlivened. Breathe in deeply. Exhale. Bring the hands again to Namaste Mudra. This time, you're going to twist to your right. And so, coming into that chair pose, twist as much as you can to your right. Keep the knees in line with each other as much as you can. This time you're going to pull that left knee back a little bit more. Twist, 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 and then inhale, come back up. And exhale, let the hands come to the sides. I have my palms open here as a gesture of receiving. Receive energy, receive activation. Take the hands to Namaste Mudra, bend the knees again, lift the heart, and then twist to the right. Pull that left knee back as much as you can. Keep twisting. See if you can extend the spine a little bit more. It's not an easy posture. You're fighting gravity on every single level here. And we're not using our hands to go deeper. We're using our muscles. And then slowly come on out. Reach up to the sky. Lift up through the heart. Breathe in deeply and exhale deeply. And then bring the hands to Namaste Mudra. Feel grounded but enlivened. All the parts of yourself that have been a little diminished are now shining a little bit brighter as you feel yourself coming back to wholeness, coming back to yourself. So what we're going to do now is come onto our back. We're going to bring the feet about hip distance apart. We're going to finish off with this wonderful pose called bridge pose. So lifting up into bridge, squeeze the glutes as much as you can. Sometimes it's nice to go in and just check to make sure that the glutes are activated. When you're ready, lift the hips up again and come back up into bridge pose. Squeeze the glutes as much as you can. Feel the glutes completely engaged here, enlivened, and then slowly lower down. And when you're ready, come up again into this wonderful hip extension. Really press down through the heels of your feet. Feel the inner arches lifting. Maybe even lift the toes just a little bit. You want to kind of really engage the glutes as much as possible. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly lower down. Some of you might be wondering, like, what does this posture really have to do with the core? It doesn't really do much to engage the core, but by doing bridge pose, we actually get into the glutes. And if the glutes are working better, our core is able to operate more optimally. Lift up when you're ready. Engage your glutes. Squeeze them as much as you can, without grinding your teeth, of course. And then slowly come on down and take a breath here. Breathe in fully and deeply. Feel the benefits of this practice starting to saturate every cell of your body. When you're ready, lift up again. Lift up the hips a little bit higher. Push down through the heels, lift a little bit more. And then when you're ready, slowly come on down. So you can see I have my hands out to the sides. I like to keep my hands away from having them underneath my hips because I don't want to use my arms to lift up. I'm using my glutes to lift up. So when you're ready, lift up again. Squeeze the glutes. Lift up a little bit more. Really anchor down through the heels of your feet. Feel the hips lifting, and then slowly come on down. Straighten the legs out, the arms to the sides. Feel that inner resplendence of the practice permeating every cell in your body. And to align each cell of your body and be directed towards manifesting and living your life purpose. Stay here in Shavasana as long as it feels appropriate.